Hello, this is Elektron from Sverige, Sweden, in the booth at Superbooth 2023, together with Simon and Simon, and we are here with our new unit, which is the Analog Heat FX. We launched it yesterday. It's our Analog Heat Mark II, but with effects added to it, and we were asked to pick some of our favorite ways of using the machine. So scratching my head because there are so many, of course, but I'll pick two, and my colleague Jean-Michel, who is a product designer at Elektron, he will pick one. So some sound examples then of the first little favorite. It's not a trick of any sort, it's just a nice little patch. We sampled the zither. Zither is a stringed instrument that you see on the table over there. So sample that into the Digitact, just have something clean. And what we will do is having the envelope follower set where when you pass the threshold that you set, the delay time will be affected in the depth that you want, causing the delay to be pitched up in some weird, wonky ways, together with a fairly cute sound of the zither. So let's give that a go and see how it sounds. So here is the zither without any effects. And if we added the delay and reverb, where the modulation then is set to, the delay time, we got this. Whoa. Every time you pass the threshold, the delay time gets tweaked. And between those peaks, you have a clean delay. Another, I think, very useful patch with the Analog Heat FX is having a bigger, like a beat, a full track. And now we're going to run it through the heat, distorting it a bit, but then using the tape warble effect that we have as spreader of the whole track. So let's do a fairly mono-focused track, widen it, but then after the warble we put the bass focus, where we bring some frequencies, the bass frequencies, down in mono. So we got a full stereo image all of a sudden. That's pretty fun and wild, but it still got a lot of punch in mono from the kick and bass. So here's the beat, basically without any effects. And if we added some heat to it, now we have a pretty brutal, solid ground here. Adding the warble, you can hear it goes out in stereo, but now the bass is floating around. So let's add the bass focus at the end. And on this page, you can basically choose from where you're going to go. So if we go all the way up, everything is down in mono. But if we take everything below 160, 150, that is summed up in mono, making it more controlled, but you still have the width of it. So without any of the effects, we were here.
Hello, this is Jean-Michel from Elektron. I've been asked by yourself what is one of my favorite features on the new device. And for me, I think what's interesting is the fact that all the effects on this device can be reordered in the order you want. And of course, if you think about a bit crusher or a reverb, if you put the reverb before the bit crusher or if you put the reverb after, it's going to create a different sound. So you can do that super easily. Let's say that I'm selecting my reverb here. I can click here to lift the reverb block and then just move it around wherever I want and then drop it by clicking again. So this is super fun, and all of that can be saved in different presets, like with their own configuration, and you can then using an external device, for instance, take program changes to switch between presets on the fly. So it makes it a bit different from having, let's say, a pedal board where you would never really rewire everything in between songs during a live set. Here you can use a preset to have very different effects chain in between your song, or even switching on the go during a song.